Dear students, in today's lecture, we will discuss correlation between two variables. That two given variables or their certain values are correlated well or not. Particularly in this lecture, we will discuss Karl Pearson's correlation coefficient. First of all, we talk about Karl Pearson's correlation coefficients formula. Small r is the symbol for that. It's given as certain summation conventions are there in the formula. Sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar in numerator. Then in denominator we have root sigma x minus x bar whole square into root sigma y minus y bar whole square. We will see by virtue of an example that how these all can be calculated for a given problem. We have certain remarks for value of r, certain comments are there. If r is 0, then we have to say that these two variables x and y are uncorrelated. That means there is no correlation between the variables. If r is 1, then we have to say that variables x and y are said to be perfectly correlated and positively too. So perfectly and positively correlated. If r is minus 1, still the correlation is perfect but of negative kind. So perfectly and negatively. And r lies between 0 and 1, then simply it's positive correlation, and minus 1 and 0 then negative correlation. And one more important thing by virtue of this all can be said that r never cross the limits apart from the interval, close interval minus 1 to 1. Means r has to be either minus 1 or plus 1 or a value in between minus 1 and plus 1. Here you can see one important example to discuss this all. Two variables x and y are given as heights of father is given with variable x in inches, and their sons or heights of their sons respectively is given in terms of y in inches, that is values of x in and all 8 values of x and same number of values, respective values of y are given, and we have to find the correlation between these two variables, say x and y. Are they correlated or not? If correlated, that what kind of strong or poor correlation, positive or negative correlation can be seen there. And we have seen the formula for r. You can see that formula again here. And for proceeding with that formula, you have to start with creating this table. First two columns are nothing but the given problem only, that is values of x, 8 values of x and concerned values of y were given. So these two columns are filled with those given values. Then we are having sum of first column, sum of x means sigma x, that is 544, sum of second column, sum of y, that is sigma y 552, and using that sum of x, sum of y, sigma x and sigma y, dividing sigma x and sigma y by number of values, that is a small n, which is 8. There are total 8 values of x or y given. So 544 by 8 or 552 by 8, that is equals to 68 and 69. That is value of mean of x series and mean of y series respectively. So x bar and y bar, which we have to use in this formula and table also, are 68 and 69. Then what we need? We need sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar, sigma x minus x bar whole square, sigma y minus y bar whole square. For finding those all, we increase this table with these columns. X minus x bar which we calculated there 68, x particular value 65, 66 up to there say 72. So first value x minus x bar is 65 minus x bar is 68. 65 minus 68 is minus 3. Then x minus x bar is 66 minus 68, it's minus 2. 67 minus 68, because x bar is fixed, it's 68. So 67 minus 68 minus 1, 67 minus 68 minus 1, 68 minus 68 0, 69 minus 68 plus 1, 70 minus 68 plus 2, 72 minus 68 plus 4. Then y minus y bar, particular values of y, and fixed value of y bar is 69. So 67 minus 69 minus 2, 68 minus 69 minus 1, 65 minus 69 minus 4, 68 minus 69 minus 1, 72 minus 69 3, 72 minus 69 3, 69 minus 69 0, 71 minus 69 2. So that is how we calculated x minus x bar, y minus y bar. But we need other columns as per that formula, as per requirement of that formula. So we square these two formula immediately, the x these two columns immediately. The x minus x bar whole square, that is minus 3 square 9, minus 2 square 4, then squares of other values, and then y minus y bar also squared in that column, minus 2 square 4, minus 1 square 1, minus 4 square 16, etc. And then we are adding these two columns, x minus x bar whole square and y minus y bar whole square. So we obtained sigma x minus x bar whole square, which we need there in square root, and sigma y minus y bar whole square, which we need in that square root. Okay, and with that we also need in numerator of that formula sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar. So let's multiply these two columns together to produce x minus x bar into y minus y bar, minus 3 into minus 2 plus 6, minus 2 into minus 1 plus 2, etc. Keep those signs well in mind so that you will get all calculations correctly. Then x minus x bar into y minus y bar, sum of that column obviously to be recognized as sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar, that is 24. So sum of last three columns is to be utilized in that formula of our sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar means 24 upon root sigma x minus x bar whole square is root 36 into root sigma y minus y bar whole square is root 44. If you simplify it, you will get 0.60302269 is approximately the value. You can leave it up to only after 3 places then decimal, so 0.603 may be the answer also. And that is about the value of r, which was to be expected between minus 1 and plus 1. So we can say that correlation is positive because it is between 0 and 1. So we completed Karl Pearson's correlation in this lecture. In next lecture we will discuss one more kind of correlation, that is rank correlation coefficient.